will discuss about the participle clauses. It's in the welcome section C, page 9 in our students book. The participle clauses, so it is when the participle and the verb in the main clause have the same subject. For example, I wait for Annie, I met some tea. So the subject is I, it's the same subject. That's why the participle clauses can be made. The examples of the sentence is, while I was waiting for Ellie, I met some tea. It's one of the examples of participle clauses. There are three types of the participle clauses. The first one is the present participle, which is used verb and in, going, meeting, seeing, walking, and then also. Then this one is the past participle, use the third form of the verb. It's usually used en in the end, en or ed. For example, gone, it's read, seen, and walked. The perfect participles is the combination of the present participle and the past participles. So it's using the having and plus verb to. Having gone, having read, and etc. We will see the example. First of all, the present participle. Present participle used when we talk about an action that happened at the same time. For example, we're standing in the queue, and then I realized I didn't have any money. So when we're standing and when we realize, it's in the same time. The form of the sentence is, standing in the queue, I realized I didn't have any money. Using the present, it used the verb aim over here, standing. And then adding information about the subject of the main class. The example one is here. Starting in the new year, the college opened for scholarship. So the college open for scholarship is the adding information, and the main subject, which is adding the information to, is the new year. So starting in the new year, in January, February, the college opened up for the scholarship. So the scholarship's information is adding to the main class, to the main subject. Okay. And present participle is also used to explain the result, why the actions happen. For example, here the result, the bomb exploded and it's destroying the building. Destroying the bomb exploded. And also the reason why the action happened. Knowing she loved reading, Nicholas bought her a book. So the reason why he bought a book for her is because he knows that she loves reading. Okay. Next is the past participle. Past participle gives the similar meaning to an if condition. We know the if conditions before, we've learned it. And same as the present participle one, it's also adding information about the subject of the clause. But maybe it is more specific. For example, filled with pride, he walked towards the stage. So this one adding information to the subject to the main clause, which is he. He walked towards the stage, filled with pride. Filled with ed here means that he walked with pride. But yeah, it's adding some kind of information. He's not just walking. He's not just walking normally, but with pride over here. So we can use the past participle with ed, verb 3 of the third form of the verb. Next, it's also explaining the reason why an action happened. Worried by the news, she called the hospital. The reason why she called the hospital is because she worried by the news that she just heard. And yes, also here. This one is the if conditional example. If you use participle in this way, this one is the example that we mostly use this kind of sentence. But then we change the form into using this way, participles can make your writing more concise. So we're not again using the, if you use participle in this way, participle can make your writing more concise, not like that. But we can make it more easier. We use the past participle, this form. Using this way, participles can make your writing more concise. Okay. The last one is the perfect participle. Perfect participle is used to the action that I described. Yeah. It's like the passive meaning. Okay. Participle and the prepositions. The example of the conjunctions is before, after, or instead of. This one is the sense that we usually use it. The conjunctions that we usually use. Before cooking, you should wash your hands. Instead of complaining about it, they should try doing something positive. This one using the present participle clause. It's using like the verb ing over here and also here. Before cooking, you should wash your hands. Instead of complaining about it, they should try doing something positive. Okay, this one is the prepositions that we usually use. Since, when, and while, also in spite of. While is to explaining that it happens at the same time, and also this one is giving us the prepositions about the times. For example, on arriving at the hotel, she went to get dressed. So she straight ahead went to get dressed. On arriving at the hotel. Okay. In spite of having read the instructions twice, I still couldn't understand how to use it. Because that I already read it for a couple times or even more than twice, but I still couldn't understand it. It means that something that you have tried before. We move to the next material about the passive report structures. It's not gonna be long. This one is more simple than before. Yeah, if you see over here, we also learned about the active or passive meaning. Now we use the passive one included into the report structures. Okay, first of all, we use the passive report structure to report an information in a formal style or to report facts. So when you want to report something, news or any case of a criminal or anything that in a form of formal, we use the passive report structure. It's hiding the source with this kind of reason. Why the source is hidden? It's maybe because the source is unknown, or the source is only like people in general, that's why it's not mentioned, or the source is already obvious, and the last one, the source is not the important one. That's why it's not mentioned. The passive report structure will hide the source. Next, we have two kind of form to use the passive report structure. The first form is it plus passive report verb and plus that and also follow with plus. For example, it is known that the criminal has escaped. It is thought that the killer is dangerous. It looks like a general information. It's like a general things that we know. It is known that the criminal has escaped. The criminal has escaped is the passive report